Okay. JJK Modulo. JJK Modulo is on its last few chapters. I think there's only like 2 more. And honestly, I'm gonna say it. The ending is not that bad, because it kind of sets it up for another sequel yet again. Now, do I have a lot of faith in Gege delivering a good ending, a very good and perfect ending? Well, no. But at the very least, it's gonna be maybe a bit decent. I am gonna say that, because JJK Part 1. Well, the first JJK. I mean, the ending wasn't so bad. If you read the manga, you know. It wasn't so bad. It just got a lot of flack because it was a little bit slow. And it was kind of like, okay, but what about this fight? Okay, but what happened here? Well, what about this? What happened there? And now in this sequel, we're kind of left off at a cliffhanger also. So, not, well, I guess not, it's still not over. So, I can't really say that it's at a cliffhanger exactly, but. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Anyways, how's it going? I hope it's going good. You know what? I'm gonna go live on TikTok. Fuck it. Let's go live, boy. Let's go live, boy. Okay, let me search some stuff up. And then, I wonder if I can. Yes. So what's that mean? Does it mean I'm still live on YouTube? I'm going to try going live on TikTok also, so that way I'm streaming on both. But I don't know if I can do that, actually. Oh, look at that. I'm still live. Look at that. Okay, that's kind of cool. Alright. What's new? Yada yada yada. Downloading. Why is this thing downloading? Whatever, dude. I'm over this. 2 seconds in, I'm already over it. Alright, we're gonna go live on TikTok also, but how's it going? Welcome to this stream. It's just a random stream that you happen to stumble upon. I am gonna cover just different stuff. I'm not gonna be specific, and I'm not gonna hone in on one topic. I'm just gonna talk about whatever I want, because talking about politics is frying my brain, like it literally is, and I've had it. So you know what? I want to talk about the word re ends with ard. Retard. This word, I am so sick of people, mainly on the left, being like, well, hey, you shouldn't be saying this. It's offensive. First of all, dude, it's 2026. It's the big 26, okay? Can you online left, okay? Jesus Christ. The online left, because outside of social media, lefties and even righties, they're pretty normal. They're pretty sane people. But online, it's a whole different story. But since I myself am chronically online, I don't know. I feel like I like to believe that there will be a very, very close future where the online left will just chill about about what people are allowed to say, what's offensive, what isn't. Listen, the word retard, personally, I don't think about people with disabilities. I don't. That's not the first thing that that's not the first, those aren't the first individuals that come to mind when I use that word. It's mainly people that are supposed to be, I don't want to say that either. It's mainly people that don't have disabilities, like the political sides, or when I'm, arguing online with people on Instagram or whatever. Okay, awesome. One step away. Oh, I remembered why I don't want to go live on TikTok. It's because, dude, please stop sending me notifications. Alright. That's right. TikTok censors a lot, and I talk about the bro. Y'all need to leave me the freak alone, dude. Post your live highlights to reach more viewers. No, I'm experimenting on this. Okay, I haven't even figured it out. I'm like a month or two in already, and I still don't know what my content is, except I'm rambling on and yapping about politics and popular topics that interest me. But anyways, anywho, something. Don't know what it is. All right, whatever. Okay, so this is iDubbbz. iDubbbz, you may know him from the good old YouTube days. Let me just show you real quick who iDubbbz is. iDubbbz, saying the N-word. This is essentially what this content consisted of.
We're gonna open up iDubbbz Snap, and then we're gonna take half a shot. Oh God, what is this? My volume up? Okay, my volume's up, so hopefully you'll hear it.
Everyone type Alex is stupid.
No.
So yeah, you get the gist of it. That's pretty much what this guy's content consisted of. Fast forward to today, and this guy has become a awakened, wokey lefty that, you know, doesn't stand for offensive stuff and racism and wants people to respect others by, you know, not saying specific words or not having specific feelings toward people, all the while doing
Broly, like why are you presenting it like it feels like he's...
They're watching a what is it, 90 Day Fiance episode. I think it's a 90 Day Fiance episode, and this guy right here, Iranian, and this girl right here, American. Red, white, and blue, baby. Best country in the world. That's why everybody wants to move here, because this country is goated.
fucking paid to do propaganda.
But obviously, 90 Day Fiance, if you don't know the premise, it's, you know, that whoever gets married with who, they're looking for a green card here in the beautiful, most bestest country in the world. Okay? So, in this case, it's Iranian bro, and this is US-anian cis. They're not related. Anyways, but this is these wokey lefty libs' take on how this Iranian bro feels about, you know, first impressions here moving to America.
And
moving to the US.
For the US.
Yeah.
Like the US, like.
So this is so strange to me because I'm seeing everyone having such a good time here, being so free
and laughing.
But in Iran, you would be arrested on the spot for having any sort of joy.
If you were ever feeling joy, they would arrest you in Tehran, Iran. Like, it's just so.
Yeah, it's a little over the top.
Yeah.
Right.
Listen.
Shit. Listen, I don't know about you, but I think I get what this guy is trying to, like, yap about. It's like, dude, like, the U.S. is not that great. You shouldn't be saying that stuff. Even if you feel like it, just keep it to yourself, because then people are going to think that America is the best country in the world when they don't know anything. And it's like, dude, first of all, people can have their own opinions. And that's my main problem with the left, is they don't want people to have opinions unless it's 100% what they agree with. And not only is that not fair, I'm going to go ahead and say it, it's kind of racist.
Yeah, he's an Ameriboo up the ass.
Totally made up word. Did you guys hear that? Ameriboo? I think it's an actual word, actually. It's a dumb word. Somebody that glazes, I guess, America. And it's like, well, I mean, there's reasons to glaze the country. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of freedoms here. just because you don't like that people had freedoms. First of all, they don't even live here in the U.S. By the way, they moved out of the U.S. because they're broke, and now they live in iDubbbz's mother-in-law's basement. So these two individuals are literal basement dwellers. Well, I guess on the left here, Anissa Jamha. I guess she's not a basement dweller. She's just back living with her parents. Which, hey, no shame in that. Shit, I've been there. So, but it's pretty sad when somebody like iDubbbz that constantly criticizes other people and harass other people is over here trying to tell somebody, hey, bro, it's not the U.S. What do you mean? It's not great. Why are you living there? Why are you saying that this country is awesome? That the U.S. is awesome when it's not, dude? It's like, well, hold on, bro. Why do you have an opinion on this if you don't even live here? Whoa.
Maybe he's imagining too much. You're right, Psychonaut. Maybe he's imagining people dancing with their tits out in the U.S.
They're doing the fucking...
Maybe he's imagining it's so much worse.
This capitalism is so great.
A lot of lefties like to talk smack about capitalism, and it's like, is it the best? Yes.
Singing.
And it's like, you guys are not immune to the effects of capitalism. You thrive off of it. What are you talking about? If anything, being on YouTube, that's part of being capitalistic. They have a channel. They profit off of the views and subscriptions and likes and stuff.
I can feel the freedom.
Yeah.
Honestly, here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's starting to make her uncomfortable.
What?
You can't have your dog
On a leash?
even on a leash.
But where are
in
you
the
supposed to
street.
keep it?
I don't know, at home?
Okay, so you
Like,
don't know.
Everything has changed.
I just don't think you have a
48
dog
hours
right
ago,
now.
Yeah.
I was in Iran. Everything was...
No shot, that's true. None of this is true. That's what's so annoying about it.
This is so...
This is going to be a lot of people's exposure
To
to
Iran.
Iranians and Iranian culture. They're like, oh, I guess
You can't have dogs in Iran. You can't put a dog on...
he just grew up conservative. Yeah, and
That's
just didn't
what I
have...
thought. Because a lot of Muslims don't have
Right.
dogs.
That's
in
why you
their
have to
conservative-
ask the follow-up question.
Yes.
Her follow-up question told you all that you needed to know.
Yeah.
Like,
Where do they
oh,
keep it?
I have no idea. Okay, so you just don't know about dog culture in Iran.
That's so interesting.
Like,
Just saying whatever.
like you
he thinks
really... I have to be... Hold on. Yeah, I have to be careful about the words.
You can speak freely here. You're in America.
Are you shit?
I know to them, because they've always experienced freedom and they've never had it hard, like at all. They've never experienced hardships or what it is to not have any freedoms. So for them, it's a little hard to picture what somebody that has gone through hardships would be feeling in that moment when they realize, hey, I don't have to be careful. Hey, this isn't what I'm used to. I can just not bow down to a dictator. That's pretty cool. But, you know, somebody like Anissa and iDubbbz, completely oblivious, and they take that freedom, those freedoms that they have, for granted, and they believe that other people should be aware of the stuff that they believe in, which is, hey, bro, the U.S. is not cool. And it's like, bro, is it the best country in the world? Well, yes. Are there the best people running it? No, not at all, by far. But hey, man, it's like, keep the U.S.'s name out your mouth. Just kidding.
They're
Freedom
going
of
to
speech
come
is kidding.
find
You
me
can
and
do
they're
whatever
going
you
to drone strike me. The Iranian government will drone strike me if I say mean things.
Listen, he's planning on going back, potentially, okay? And if he wants to travel back, he's got to be careful with what he says.
Bro. Are they going to check his last 5 years of social media history? Sorry, this is just so... Yeah. He's so scared. The producer, this is America. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. This is their problem with it. It's like, they think this is an exaggeration of a reaction. And it's like, no, dude, they come from a literal dictatorship. I don't know if it's a specifically exactly a dictatorship, but I know Iran is a religious ran type of country. They're Muslim. I don't know a lot about their religion, but I'm not gonna go ahead and say that they have a bunch of freedoms. So that's why these people are like, whoa, what? I could just chill. I'm not gonna get shot. Just kidding. You might. Who knows? You know.
The producers almost never say shit, and if they do,
you better have your papers now.
they'll cut it out.
Yeah.
Here specifically, they're like, no, let's make sure it's all in there. We want the full context. He's nervous in this moment.
Let's comfort him because he's now in the land of the free.
Everything.
Yes. Woo. Red, white, and blue, baby. Best country in the world.
It's perfect here.
And this isn't me being sarcastic. There's a reason these two bozos didn't move like to the other side of the world. They just moved right next door because they know they'll be back.
We need to make it clear that people come here because they want our green cards.
Ugh.
I'm worried about my family. It just goes back to the politics stuff, and
It's not comparable.
yeah.
Okay,
Are
brother.
you ready to go home?
Is it gonna be way different than here?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I feel like I had a sunglasses in Iran that I could see everything darker, but here everything looks more colorful.
Well, it's Mardi Gras.
Dude,
It's
dude,
Mardi Gras.
he is talking like he's writing what is this? It's so performative. It's annoying.
He's writing a new American anthem.
No. You know what? It reminds me of when you're in English class or something.
If you played Nightreign, oh my goodness, I freaking love the Falling Star Beast Jar or whatever it's called. This was one of my favorite weapons in Elden Ring. I would spam the heck out of the skill.
Being taught a concept, and you need to demonstrate that you understand the concept of symbolism or descriptive writing by like overdoing it in your paper. You're like, I don't talk like this.
Yeah.
Such a big fat lie. Yeah, dude. Shit is. It's almost like he was waiting for someone to say, like, you mean like rose tinted glasses?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
It's almost like I was swimming through a cloud of shit in Iran. But now that I'm here, all of the shit is gone.
And then he looks the other camera and he goes, "Thank you, Donald Trump."
And livable. I can totally feel the freedom here.
All right. Hold on. That was kind of funny.
Okay, so never go back.
I do feel like I'm still dreaming.
Why would you want to leave in the first
People
place?
see.
But yeah, that's Ian Jamha. Took his wife's last name, by the way. What a jackass. No flack to him. If that's what he wants to do, he loves his girl that much. Hey, good for him. It's a little silly though, to be such a hateful person, but at the same time being like, hey, taking your wife's maiden name. It's like, why would you do that? Why would you do that to yourself? That's so silly. Bam! Oh. Get out of my face, boy. Boom! Oh. Okay. But yeah, that was that. Now we're gonna watch some internet verses. I freaking love this content from this guy. Whoa, what is this? Already have it. Gonna replace that 145, 124. Gonna get rid of that. Okay, let's go. These rounds are ending way too fast. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me just get to this real quick. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oof. I almost died. Yeah. I don't know how you guys do it. You're so fast. Ooh, I'm gonna get this guy before I die. Ooh, never mind, I'm not. Oh, I'm about to die. No. Don't die. Oh. Oof. Oh, that's not gonna save me. No, bro. I'm dead. I'm freaking dead. That's on me. That's all on me. It's my fault. I got cocky. Oh yeah, some pikers talking smack about the burnt peanut. It's like, why, dude? The burnt peanut's like hilarious. I keep saying like a lot. I'm getting on my own nerves.
A couple weeks back, Hassan got
like and subscribe to Internet Versus. This guy's content is so niche. It's pretty cool.
into it with live streamer The Burnt Peanut.
I haven't seen anybody else do something like this. The whole Internet Versus. Pretty clever.
After a clip went viral of Peanut responding to a chatter who told him that the USA is a joke. In reply, Peanut called the chatter a third worlder, flexed the US military, and more. And upon seeing this on stream, Hassan fired shots at the Burnt Peanut, saying he's Israel's #1 streamer and that he's Dr. Disrespect without the kid stuff. Also at one point saying Peanut was designed in an Israeli lab. Sneeko also weighed in, attacking Peanut for the comments. Now some online gave backlash to Hassan in response to this, saying that he would blame Israel for literally any and everything. But Hassan claims that he was just joking the entire time. Welcome to the Internet versus Hassan and the Burnt Peanuts. It starts when Yoxic tweets out this clip with the caption, "The Burnt Peanuts cooked a viewer who said USA is a joke."
USA is a joke? Buddy, we got a flying black Dorito worth more than the entire GDP of your country that could flatten your shit before you blink. USA is a disappointment. Hold on, sir. Let me cook this third world guy. I guarantee you we've got homeless people on the streets of LA living in tents with a newer iPhone than your president. USA, USA, back to back with what you mean! Fuck you.
And Choice Point replies with this gif in the caption, "The Burnt Peanut viewership enjoying this epic rant." Hyro says, "Bro became a federal agent for 30 seconds just to defend the flag." And Bob replies, "You're from Africa, so you wouldn't understand." Donald Glover says, "Oh, that's why he's always plays with racist people." Australium says, "Our country's entire purpose is to kill innocent people to advance the interests of rich pedophiles."
No, that's not true. That's the government's whole purpose, okay? Not the country.
Incredible rebuttal. Adam says, "The Burnt Peanut is my new favorite source of entertainment." Mills says, "He's such a fucking repulsive moron." And S8 Code 3 says, "He's repulsive for loving his country." And Mills says, "Yes, M." And S8 says, "Why?" And Mills says, "Because his country doesn't give a fuck about him." And S8 replies, "United States has a better standard of living than 95% of countries, so I believe it actually does care about him. Am I missing something, or is it because you're an overall hateful person?" Greg quote tweets the opposite by saying, "Profoundly chud slob, the cadence and everything." And Frank Guy replies, "He hams it up a bit, but yes, he is a chud. And somehow I still enjoy watching him. Truly a talent." And Greg says, "Good for you for owning it, to be honest." Problematic Lost Media consumer quotes the clip by saying, "Send VTuber fans to live in dog kennels is becoming an increasingly moderate and sensible policy." And Stewart replies, "Basically the entire VTubing community hates this guy's guts, for the record." And Problematic replies, "Exactly my point. Most of the entire..."
Well, hold on. They hate him because he won VTuber of the Year or something? Because he's like way funnier than most VTubers. Not that I hate on VTube. Actually, no, I do hate on some. Some of them are actual... You know what? I'm not going to say it. I'm going to be nice. Because I am also talking out of my behind. Ooh. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Our VTubing community are themselves horrible, and even the ones they all gang up against are equally bad. Kaleo Kathleen quotes the clip by saying, "No wonder the guy came out of nowhere and Twitch doesn't do shit about viewbotting. The guy is a CIA propaganda plant."
And you know they're not being sarcastic, these types of people that say stuff like this. Like, towards people that they don't like. Critical hits. All right. Okay, let's go get my freaking runes.
And Ab replies, we got about 2 weeks until this guy gets a 50-page Google Doc worth of allegations. Viv says, who is the burnt peanut and why is he relevant? Why am I supposed to care?
Because he's funny, bro. Come on, get with it.
Why is this being presented to me as if I know who this is? Why are we here? Why do I exist? Mud quotes the clip by saying, what the fuck are Goyim watching? And punished Venom.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. And you know whoever commented that was probably, maybe, I don't know, was a lefty, a lib. They're also racist. But they like hiding it under the guys that, hey guys, we just want... Why am I doing this? We just want equality.
Stuff says, I genuinely think people who watch this shit are of a lower IQ bracket.
Hey. It's not my fault. I was dropped as a baby.
Hassan quotes the clip by saying, we have an elite pedo cabal running the government so their pedo friends can extract super profits from the global south that we dominate militarily and the wealthy.
And they think they're like the shit for saying the most obvious schlop ever. Yeah, dude, we know. What do you think? What do you want me to do? I'm trying. I'm online. I'm defending minorities. I'm defending people. You know, I'm against racism. You're not different. You're not cool because you're normal. But these types of people, they want to be praised because they have these views on obvious subjects.
This nation on Earth, where close to 1 million people sleep outside every night. We are a cruel joke. We can do better. And Denims replies, burnt peanut fans are not gonna like this one. Cool Hand James says, you go to brothels with underage girls and electrocute your dog. And KC replies to Hassan by saying, dude trying to get political with a peanut. Lamau. Marco says, the American century of humiliation will be narrated by a peanut with a propeller hat. Ill Will says, but did you hear the Dow is at 50K? Very serious country indeed. Sneeko reacts to the clip and Yeet posts it with a caption, Sneeko goes off on burnt peanut for defending America while putting down third worlders.
What did the peanut say? Worth more than the entire GDP of your country that could flatten your shit before you blink. USA is a disappointment. Hold on, sir. Let me cook this third world guy. Yeah, I don't know if a fucking peanut, you're probably too fat to show your real face, should call anybody a third worlder. This supremacy ideology that you're better than people, better than third worlders, dude, maybe keep that to yourself until you lose some weight so you don't have to dress yourself up as a fucking peanut. How are you a millennial? I don't really want to hear anything about first world or third world from a fucking peanut. You just shut up.
And Evan Mahoney replies, bro got offended by a peanut making a joke. Nothing is Impossible says, the burnt peanut is based. We need more patriotic streamers. The burnt peanut clipped replies, oh yeah, because Sneeko is in a place morally and ethically to talk. Okay, bro. Dr. Han says, this is the second guy I've seen get mad at burnt peanut for being a proud American. Go fuck off somewhere else if you hate it here so much. Noah says, Sneeko is right. Bro is a grown-ass man cosplaying a peanut. And Shane Whitaker says, is that an anime PFP? Shut your pedo ass up, dude. Yeet then posts another clip from Peanut's stream where he actually directly addresses those coming at him with the caption, the burnt peanut.
Those did not used to circle around like that. That's pretty annoying. This little chud over here is so annoying, dude. Okay, where are you at? Yeah. Haha, I knew that would hit his ass. Bam! Homie, get out of my face.
Addresses those coming at him for his pro-America takes.
Dude, I wake up every day to some bitch groaning on Twitter. It's actually...
I seen the latest.
Dude, if waking up to grown men beefing with a peanut was a sport, I'd be fucking LeBron James. I would genuinely be LeBron James. They just can't leave me alone.
A big black flying Dorito would have been such a. That was it. That's all you had to say.
Man, yeah.
That's it.
Jesus Christ.
Inside your house at a protest.
You're not allowed to
wow.
be happy to to be here. You can't be happy.
Fuck
You
you.
can't be proud.
Yeah, no being happy. If I see a single ha-ha or a smile in the chat, you're fucking banned. You're getting out of here. If I see a single ha-ha.
MAGA Kraka Mike replies, they hate Peanuts because he's a proud American. Leftists are sad, miserable people. And Leova Nova says, proud American is flexing tax money spent on shitty weapons of mass destruction and that homeless people have newer iPhones. And MAGA Kraka shows their account based in the Philippines. And Leo...
MAGA Kraka is so funny. And I know they're not saying that they crack MAGA. They're saying they're a white PDF supporter.
says, you gotta be 40 years old. He then tweets out this clip with the caption, Hassan on the burnt peanut.
I just know you're fucking with me. All right, pal. Even if you did have internet,
bro, this is the number one streamer of Israel. Israel's finest. I saw one of his fucking takes. I saw one of his takes about like America #1, and it was awesome.
Dude, we've got homeless people on the streets of LA living in tents with a newer iPhone than your president.
Where's the lie? Where's the lie? Okay.
USA, USA, back to back with what's your name?
That's right.
It's fucking awesome. Hell yeah, baby. I said we have an elite pedo cabal running the government so their pedo friends can extract super profits from the global south so that we could we dominate militarily the wealthiest nation on earth. We're close to 1 million people sleep outside every night. We are a cruel joke. We can do better.
I guess.
Spiritually, Dr. Kid Inspect? No, this is the new version. That's what I'm saying.
Is that them calling somebody else a pedo with no basis, with no did we already? Yes, we did. With damn, dude, these guys are fast. With zero evidence. These guys do not need me. They're probably gonna carry my booty. Oh no. Damn.
This is like the patch notes version where Israel did its very best to be like, let's get Dr. Disrespect, but without the kid diddling. That's what it is. You entertain yourself. Your coworkers entertain themselves with burnt peanut. The most coworker entertaining content creator out there. Designing an
That's not what coworker means, dude. Lefties ruin everything. Dude, coworker would be something like generic, something that's a little cringy to be showing other people that you're into, in public. I guess is more. Oh my goodness, I was close enough.
Israeli laboratory.
Bluesdank replies, if this clip is blatantly obvious that Hassan is a grifter and nothing more, then I don't know what is. Brother has a problem with a peanut. Shaggy870 replies, saying, I swear it's like a clockwork every time, with a meme of a guy pointing at himself in the mirror saying, get in there and make it about Israel. Cam SMH says, keep in mind.
That is, whoa, what's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? Do-do-do-do-do-do. What's this? Oh, okay. Just beat me to it. Cool.
One party smiles, jokes, and laughs for 8 hours on stream, and the other has to grift politics, scream at tweets, and yell at his viewers when they don't defend him. I'd be salty AF if I was Hassan too. Yeah. Peanuts has 100 times the fun.
I'd be sad if I was Hassan. Dude has everything, but has nothing at the same time. Seems so miserable.
Fun and makes more money doing it. And Iroth replies, are you claiming Republicans don't grift, scream, and yell? And the Lich Doctor says, no, that was literally not what he wrote. He said peanut, not Republicans. Nice try though, A+ for effort. And Iroth replies, circling the part of the tweet that says one party smiles. And Cam says, one party as in the two parties in the video, Hassan and Peanut, not Republican or Democrat. Tyler quote tweets the clip by saying, this dude stubs his toe and blames Israel. And Hassan replies, this your first tweet about Israel? Nice, man. And Optic Hitch replies, dude, what the fuck did I just listen to? And Tyler says, what happened to his brain is what our parents said would happen to our brains if we watched too much TV. Or
no. That's what they said would happen if I play too many video games, which you're wrong, Mom.
Or played too many video games. It's just mush up there. And Nikki Nays replies, I don't even
what I
like
said.
Hassan, but he was clearly joking. It's telling that your first tweet on the situation, however, is this one. Never in your 15 years on Twitter have you tweeted about Israel or their occupation of Palestine that has existed since 1967. And Squillis replies, probably because he's a gaming channel. He's making fun of Hamas Diddy Piker. That's it. Touch grass. And Nikki says, him being a gaming channel is totally irrelevant to anything I said. All I did was point out an irregularity. I'm not asking him to speak on anything because I don't care. Just thought for his first insert into the topic being that, it's kind of weird. And Squillis says his insert is just making fun of Hassan for blaming everything on Israel. You're the one putting the thought in your head that he's picking sides. Val J. Hunter replies to Tyler's original quote tweet by saying, I'm more surprised that this burnt peanut came out of nowhere and got very popular. And Tyler says he didn't. He's been around on Tarkov for a hot minute. He just blew up once arc raiders started exploding. Ruben Delight says, no one bats an eye at Peanuts being racist, joking about Middle Easterns all being poor and underdeveloped, but Hassan makes a lighthearted joke about that.
When lefties defend people in other countries, they do it in such a condescending. Holy crap! What's the word? Condescending. There we go. In such a condescending way, dude, because they think they're the only ones that they act like the arbiters of what's right and wrong, what's funny and what isn't. Pretty cringy, bro. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, look, check it out. Yeah, look, I did something. Okay.
Being great
I was here the whole
propaganda
time,
for
guys.
Israel, actual evil
Yay,
country,
we won.
and y'all got
Haha.
issues. And Level Up a Mushroom says, he said third worlder. Never said anything about Middle Eastern countries. You interpreted that yourself, but pop off queen or something. And Ruben says, crazy you're getting likes for this, broski. The first 2 seconds of the peanut clip that are cut off say, greetings from Afghanistan. But yeah, keep thinking you had something there. And Cruelty replies, yeah, Afghanistan. Famously known for being very developed and not ran by the Taliban. Hassan then quote tweets at Tyler by saying, I was joking, but you seem to be quite upset for some reason. And Wabdol replies to this meme of someone saying, hey guys, look how retarded I am. Her. And someone replies saying, fuck off retard. And the original guy says, joke's on them. I was only pretending. Milfsky says, people say they're joking when they're getting cooked. And Evan replies, or, you know, when they're joking. Calling something Israeli is a common meme. Kaser Kinney replies to Hassan by saying, I wonder why people would be unable to tell you were just joking. Do you say things like that often? E-Man says, was you blaming Israel on you shocking Kaya a joke?
Was you blaming Israel on? Oh yeah. Also coming from the guy that literally, factually, evidently, with video proof, abuses his pets, physically, not in any other way, just physically, and also probably emotionally.
You blame a lot of stuff on Israel as jokes. Maybe you should be like Nick and just say Jews. Take the mask off, Hassan. Chrissy replies to Hassan by saying, or, hear me out, Tyler was also joking. Ali replies to Hassan by saying, you said he was designed in a lab and this mofo took that seriously. Ivan says, holy shit, entire Mossad agency in your comment section. Burnt Chapel replies to Hassan, you weren't joking. Your literal last thought on this planet will be about Israel, lol. Lame ass boy. Yeet posts that Hassan says he was just joking about the burnt peanut being spiritually Israeli and Israel's #1 streamer after Wildcat called him out for always using that crutch. Piker then asks why Wildcat seems upset and questions the lack of tweets from him about Israel. And Aratora replies, didn't you know? Anytime someone disagrees with Hassan, it's obviously because they're an Israeli asset. Otherwise, they'd always agree with Hassan. And they'd be a hater of Israel just like Hassan and his clique. Leroy Lemon attaches this tweet that they made in the caption lol, and it's them saying if he stubs his toe, if he shocks his dog, if he gets a parking ticket, if Asmongold gets more views, if he runs out of chicken nuggets, if someone cuts him off in traffic, if he gets triggered by his own chat, if he gets snubbed a mayoral victory party, if he gets an STD from sleeping with a minor, it's Israel's fault. Kazahana quote tweets each summary by saying, the backpedaling is crazy. We all know Hassan wasn't joking. As soon as everyone starts to shit on him, all of a sudden he reverts to it's just a joke, bro. And Spiritual Neat replies, he was clearly joking. You guys are thick. Shout out to our tier 3 members, internet representatives Kiko, Sal Salad, Kodos Bandito, Captain Crash Shot, Papa Guts, and Dear Boy. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I'll see you all in the next episode.
Oh my goodness. How do you guys find this stuff, dude? I've never even seen Radon's freaking swords. Whoa! Dude! Whoa! I've never even seen these swords. That's pretty cool. Thank you for this person. Wait, where's the other guy? Whoa, whoa, what's going on? These guys do not need me, dude. Ooh. Ooh. Bro, get over here. Let me hit you. Yeah, son. Ooh. Ooh. Damn. Come on, come on, come on. Haha, get wrecked, son. Yeah. That was easy. Just kidding. Okay, well that was that. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, did I get my stuff? No. Glint blades. Ooh. Regular intervals. Maximum HP. Alright. Let's go with the glint blades. Alright, I'm gonna finish this stuff and then I'll keep going about the stuff I care very much about. What was this? Oh, right. Okay. Okay. Not a bad run, to be honest. That's it. Okay, it's all good. Ooh. Look at all the cool swords I have. 270. Oh, yeah. I can't use any other ones. Okay. I'm gonna take a screenshot. Oh, wait. I could just pause it later. Nick the Oreo. You know, I've been watching more Pegasus. Well, his name's just Pegasus. People just say Pegasus. Listen. The word retard. Ever since I was little. What's that? Super thin walls is what that is. You know, even people around me have always, even when I was little, we all knew to respect and be kind to people with disabilities. So whenever we would use that word, it would only be like to each other. It would only be towards people that are acting like they don't know what's going on. And that's not to say people with disabilities, people with Down syndrome, people with actual autism, they don't know what's going on. No, that's not what I'm referring to. Just, you know, I'm gonna die on this hill. The word retard is not for people with disabilities. It's strictly for dumb people. For example, lefties and righties. Especially one of them, but I'm not going to tell you which one. Okay, let's do this. Yes, son. Get raped. No, hold on. Oof. Hold on. Oof. Okay, bro. Come on. Oof. This guy's not letting me hit him. I don't know. How was it? I didn't even know this guy was coming. That's pretty cool. I'm pretty good with this boss. It's just my teammates, not these, but usually my teammates will get downed before I do. And not saying that they're bad. I'm usually the worst teammate, but they leave it up to me. And it's like, dude, I can barely survive with you guys helping me. Okay, come on, come on, come on, come at me. Talk to it. Ooh. That's it? That's all I have? Okay. Get over here. Get over here, beautiful. Oh, come on, I pressed it. Don't move. Ah, bro. Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay. Oh, you know what? Oh my goodness. Ooh. Check it out. Ooh. Yeah, boy. Atomic breath. Yeah. Get a little closer. Ah! Come on! It's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood. Come on, guys. No! What? Dude, look, you see what I'm talking about? Although that wasn't it. I was the one that got down first. Whatever. Damn it! I really wanted to win with those weapons. Really good weapons. It's all good. Scholar. Okay. Anyways, this is Pegasus, and holy crap, this guy used to be cool with all the schlop content, but now it has become a Asmongold glazing fest. And dude, it's always about, unfortunately, it's about, you know, the worst person you know had a good take, and it's about Hassan. Dude, anybody can have a good take about Hassan if it's the opposite of glazing him. Literally anybody. Epstein could act. Just kidding.
Like this, like
it's a little eye rolly. Like,
shut up, shut up. I don't know. My point is, with the whole rambling that I just did like 15 minutes ago, the lefties should focus just on the whole. The other side is racist, so you know, let's focus on that instead of policing everybody on speech. Dude, just chill. It's just words. There are certain words, like the N-word, that are, you know, they're pretty much off limits because that carries some historical weight. They were given that word. Well, the white folk used that word to describe them, you know, back in the old days when people used to buy other people. So you know, words like that, okay, obviously, pretty justified, right? Don't say them. Just it's not hard to not say it. And you could argue maybe the same thing about, you know, the R word or other words that you shouldn't be saying. Oh man, they switched. Okay, it's all good. Whatever. But the difference is, they really sound cool. And it's not towards the people who the lefties think it's towards. But that's what they don't get. They want to be so broad, like it's a spectrum, but it's not. Just kidding. That didn't make a lot of sense, but you get my drift.
People singing and dancing like in the street.
Now there comes takes like AJW. This guy sucks. And he's over here putting words in iDubbbz's mouth and being like, hey, you need to bow down to other countries. And that's not what iDubbbz was saying. I don't like iDubbbz, but I mean, I have a conscience. I have common sense. iDubbbz was saying, stop glazing the U.S. Although, greatest country in the world, I'm going to say it however many times I want. That's what iDubbbz was saying. And the opposite side is just like the left. They like to misconstrue. They want to impose a certain rhetoric to feed the agenda that they've got on the table. And it all comes back to control and profit. Because let's be honest, everything's about money.
It just feels weird because if you do that in Iran, like they can arrest you. Did you know that?
And Ian is not the only guy that has that type of take. Hey, stop glazing the U.S. because the U.S. is terrible. Most of the whole online left feels that way. Why? Because of the people that have been in charge. And although it's understandable to feel some type of way, you can't be. Well, I mean, you can, but it's not okay to be dogging on the one country that has given you everything. Hot take? Dude, if you're flying another flag from another country in the U.S., it's like, what are you doing? I'm not saying don't be proud of where you come from, don't respect where you come from, but dude, why do you need to step all over the U.S. flag and run your flag? Go back to that country if you love it so much. If you're so proud of that and you hate the U.S. flag, go back over there, dude. Have them feed you welfare. Ah, that's right. Maybe not a popular take, but that's just how I feel about people that stick other countries' flags on their truck and they're passing by with loud-ass music. Be a little more self-aware, okay? You're not in that country for a reason. It's because nobody takes care of you. Like, Mama US or Papa US, whatever. Oh, well, I guess Uncle Sam. Like Uncle Sam feeds you, okay? Stop glazing other countries while being over here. Go over there. Just kidding. Do whatever you want.
It's a little eye-rolly, like...
You're eye-rolly.
Like, why are you presenting it like... It feels like he's paid to do propaganda for
the U.S.
Yeah.
Like the U.S.
You know, they say the bigger you are, the harder you fall, and...
I don't think iDubbbz is that big. He's a little... He looks a little skinny.
A perfect distillation of this concept is iDubbbz, or at least the guy formerly known as iDubbbz, now currently known as Ian Joma, the wife of Anissa Joma.
That's pretty funny.
Who can only be described as probably the worst influence on anybody's career since Yoko Ono, although I will point out that...
Hold on. At the very least, Yoko Ono, when she pretty much demolished the Beatles... Hey. What's his face? The guy with glasses. Oh my goodness, he's at the tip of my tongue. Crap.
Any of the flaws with...
Hold on. I have no idea why I forgot John Lennon's name. At the very least, he went on to become a very successful and very good artist, okay? On his own.
Then the Beatles actually pre-existed Yoko Ono and thus led to the downfall. She was more of a catalyzing force in that particular instance, whereas Anissa appears to be the person who is driving iDubbbz to this level of insanity. Because once we had...
No, I honestly do believe, in my personal opinion, iDubbbz had this creator clash boxing competition or whatever, and he participated in it. Was he any good? No, not at all. He got beat both times that he did the damn thing. So he's not a good boxer. He thinks he can box, but he definitely can't. I've seen him fight. He's terrible. Terrible form. Terrible defense. Anyways, I digress. What was I even gonna say? What was I even going with that? I don't know. Oh, I have no idea where I was going with that. Let me listen to what this guy just said so I can remember.
The flaws within the Beatles actually pre-existed Yoko Ono and thus led to the downfall. She was more of a catalyzing force in that particular...
Oh, right, CTE. I think iDubbbz might have CTE because of the amazing, beautiful punches that he took when he got beat both times at Creator Clash. Just in my personal opinion.
Instance, whereas Anissa appears to be the person who is driving iDubbbz to this level of insanity, because once we had a YouTuber who was creative, who was funny, who was entertaining, who had the platform at his grip, and people were waiting for Content Cops to be released because they wanted to see who this individual would take down in a comedic and clever way, and now we have somebody who aspires, no joke, to be the white version of Jank's nephew.
I might do different times, so it could be like during the night or something. I still haven't figured that part out. Because I don't know if I want to be streaming when Hassan's streaming. But I also might want to stream while Hassan's streaming because he deserves like a little competition.
Ugh, not to glaze Hassan, bro, but somebody like you would never be competition to somebody like Hassan. Like, come on, this guy's so delusional.
I think that's maybe a good idea. Especially if people see me as like the white Hassan.
Yeah.
That's the cringiest sentence I've ever heard in my life.
I'm dead serious about that. This is what this man actually said is his life goal. One of the greatest downgrades.
And I believe him. I think he's being 100% serious.
Grades in human history, and by the way, along with his symbolic downgrade into bottom tier gutter level content, he has also got a downgrade in lifestyle, because Ian, as has been documented multiple different times, went from rags to riches and back to rags, and is currently living in his in-laws basement in Canada, as it appears that the content that everybody understands sucks is also not making any money because it in fact sucks. And a perfect example of him being absolutely terrible, lacking all self-awareness that he previously had, and essentially onboarding all of his wife's stupid-ass beliefs, which, by the way, a great number of them are just anti-American beliefs, a la Jank's nephew, is this segment that he did where he was reacting to an episode of 90 Day Fiancé. Again, very high-tier content over at iDubbbz's stream over there, and during the course of this, he decided to mock a guy who was Iranian for talking about laws that he said were made up about Iran that were actually 100% true and factual. But of course, what really bothered Ian and Anissa over there is that he was talking up the United States of America, talking down a Middle Eastern third world hellhole, and we all know that you can't actually compare countries and say that the United States of America is better. You have to say America bad, America terrible, and all these Islamic nations are absolutely top tier all the way. Otherwise, you're engaged in American propaganda. You're an Ameriboo, according to these absolute idiots. So this is what we're going to talk about today. This is what we're going to discuss. But before we do, I want to thank everybody who supports this channel via actualjusticewarrior.com/join.
Give me the money. Give me the money. Okay?
People singing and dancing like on the street, it just feels weird, because if you do that in Iran, like, they can arrest you. Did you know that?
Now, the premise of 90 Day Fiancé, for those of you who are unaware, is essentially green card fraud or potential green card fraud, as it's a show that documents the journeys of people who meet other people overseas who want to get married within this 90-day window in which they're allowed to stay in the United States of America. And again, the whole premise of the show is to figure out whether or not the people who are coming here to get married are actually legitimately in love, whether the people who are in love with the foreigners are actually passport bros weirdos or passport gals and aka some kind of weirdos, or whether or not it's true love. It's legit. It's
always true love.
First class and stunning all the way, and this allows a lot of people to experience American culture for the first time. And a perfect example of this is this individual who came to the United States from Iran in order to meet his 90-day fiance, who, by the way, he ultimately ended up marrying. Now, for those of you who are unaware, Iran, or the Islamic Republic, is an Islamic theocracy. It is run by the Ayatollah. These people are absolutely terrible. They have an incredibly restrictive government.
Okay. Not the people, the government. You see, that's why guys like this also suck, because of their own beliefs that are complete dog doo-doo, okay? Dog doo-doo.
And it's essentially what will happen in a couple of years to places like the United Kingdom if they continuously import a Muslim population and insist that there's no difference and there's no superiority or inferiority between the values of Islamist nations and Western nations that, you know, have all the wealth and innovation.
Let me go ahead and leave a dislike, because opinions can be bad. There are such thing as wrong opinions, okay? I don't care what anybody says. Ooh. Get over here. Okay, you annoying freak.
And creativity and all the wonderful freedoms that people like Ian and Anissa take for granted. Now, obviously, this guy comes to the United States of America, so on its own, it's going to be a bit of a culture shock. However, he also decided that he was going to come to the city of New Orleans during Mardi Gras, so obviously, when you end up having a celebration that, let's say, is not exactly 100% the most family friendly, that often involves a lot of alcohol consumption and a lot of less than fully clothed women, again, you're going to expect a bit of a culture shock. So when he comes to the United States of America, he then remarks on said culture shock in front of the camera, and this is what set off Ian and Anissa.
It's a little eye-rolly, like why are you presenting it like it feels like he's paid to do propaganda for
the US.
Yeah.
Like the US, like.
So this is so strange to me because I'm seeing everyone having such a good time here, being so free
and laughing.
But in Iran, you would be arrested on the spot for having any sort of joy.
If you were ever feeling joy, they would arrest you in Tehran, Iran.
Well, yeah, they would. But these two individuals don't know because they don't want to know. They don't want to pay attention to what's going on in Iran. I mean, right after they went on their little rant, the Iranian government went on a spree. Oh, yes! Yeah. Perfect. Okay, as soon as I can use it. Level 7. I'm at 6. Okay, it's all good.
One of the things that's most annoying about this particular clip, other than the fact that you have these smug progressives totally disconnected from reality, attacking this individual in order to attack a...
Also, let's not also these... that's the whole... It's a double-edged sword with these people. For example, AJW. This guy doesn't care about the Iranian bro. He doesn't care about him. He's pretending to care because somebody that he doesn't like is, talking smack about him, but they are one and the same. People like this.
America by proxy because they're bothered by anybody praising the superiority of the United States of America. And let me be clear, America is a superior civilization to what is currently going on in Iran, no doubt about it.
Yes, yes, yes.
is the fact that they're also completely wrong, and they have access to technology that could prove or disprove their claims right now, right in front of them, because anybody could understand that when this guy says it's illegal to dance in public in Iran, that you can go onto the Google machine, look it up, and discover that it is in fact illegal to dance in public in Iran. Now, they make it seem like you could get arrested for any kind of public joy in that nation. That wasn't what was alleged. That wasn't what was said. It was specifically the dancing part of it. And again, you'd have to be an absolute idiot, or again, a dumb progressive in the West, aka the same exact thing, to not understand that every aspect of Mardi Gras would essentially be illegal in the nation of Iran due to the fact that they have Islamic law instituted in that particular nation. Again, alcohol, you have women not being guarded, you also have, let's just say, less than fully dressed women showing themselves off for beads. All of that would not be good in the nation of Iran, and of course, Ian and Anissa can't stand the fact that a guy actually from Iran is telling them that. Again, we have somebody who's pretending to be oppressed because she's part Lebanese. That is Anissa.
I don't even think that's true. I'll look it up right now when I have time.
That's Ian's wife right there. And by the way, she's also part Irish, but she grew up in Canada. But again, that doesn't stop them from claiming that they somehow have a mastery on the concept of oppression.
I'm not going to assume that Hila knows, but I'll say it for anyone who doesn't know. Anissa is half Lebanese and half Irish. For anyone unfamiliar, the Irish have been on the
and these people like to claim all these different identities just because they want to pretend like they agree with the sides. Okay, just go band for band, homie.
Receiving end of a lot of oppression and genocide. On the part of the Lebanese, they've received...
Yeah, but you know nothing about that. Why are you pretending to... Oh my goodness, dude. This is old, but it's still cringy.
A lot of oppression and attacks from the IDF.
And they're going to tell a guy who actually lives in Iran, who actually lives in the nation that they're referring to, that he's just being an American propagandist.
Yeah, it's a little over the top. Listen.
Yeah, he's an Ameribu in the ass.
Maybe he's imagining too much. You're right, Psychonaut. Maybe he's imagining people dancing with their tits out in the U.S.
They're doing the fucking...
Maybe he's imagining it's so much worse.
This capitalism is so great.
It is.
So the level of stupidity of these clips is beyond all parallels because, again, you have iDubbbz using as an analogy an exaggerated form of what he's talking about, which is people dancing topless in the city of New Orleans during Mardi Gras, which, by the way, happens in the city of New Orleans during Mardi Gras. So his example of a crazy version of the United States of America and what's permissible here is exactly what this guy would be commenting on about what is permissible exactly where he is at the time that he's there. Again, this is what Mardi Gras is known for. Now, I will also point out that Anissa, his wife right there, has an OnlyFans page, and whether or not you decide to log on to that or whatever, I recommend you absolutely don't. Understand that being a pornographer is also illegal in the nation of Iran, a nation that they're defending right now because they're offended that the show on TLC that they're watching features an Iranian who wants to become an American talking about the problems that he has with the nation of Iran. So this guy also makes a comment about a person walking a dog in public.
Yeah, it's starting to make her uncomfortable.
What?
You can't have your dog
On a leash?
even on a leash.
Well, where are you supposed to keep it?
I don't know, at home?
Okay, so you don't know.
Everything has changed.
I just don't think
48 hours ago,
Yeah.
in Iran, everything was...
No shot, that's true. None of this is true. That's what's so annoying about it.
This is so...
This is going to be a lot of people's exposure to Iranians and Iranian...
And that's why they don't like it. That's why they don't like people glazing the U.S. Because they're thinking, one, that the glaze is unjustified. And two, they're talking down on whatever country they're comparing them to.
in culture. They're like, oh, I guess. Oh.
You can't have dogs in Iran.
And they couldn't be more wrong. They know nothing. They don't do any actual research. I barely Google stuff, and I know more than these people that have been doing this type of content for a while. Oh my goodness. Alexander.
You can't put a dog on the wood.
He just grew up conservative? Yeah, and he just didn't have...
Because a lot of Muslims don't have
Right.
dogs.
That's why you have to ask the follow-up question. Her follow-up question told you all that you needed to know. Like,
where do they keep it?
I have no idea. Okay, so you just don't know.
And he says in Iran, you would not be able to do that even on a leash. And Ian and Anissa, of course, react like that's the most ridiculous thing he's ever heard in his entire life. And Anissa's like, oh my God, that's crazy. He must just come from a conservative household. Again, not bothering to look up the fact that the Iranian crackdown on dogs is something well known and well documented. And of course, in a great number of major cities, you are not allowed to walk your dog even on a leash in public because, again, dogs are frowned upon under Islamic law. So the idea that this guy who lives under Islamic law would be talking about something that he faces while living under Islamic law, and these people wouldn't even bother to look it up and instead go to somebody in the chat and they'd say that's ridiculous, is patently absurd and, again, asinine. Again, Muhammad, you can look this up for yourself, kiddos, was not a fan of dogs, and specifically black dogs. Very funny about that, by the way. And yeah, this is being implemented in Iran, and it actually caused a lot of backlash between Iranians and the government because a lot of Iranians are not very religious. They actually absolutely love their dogs because they have a tradition of being closer to Western nations. But in addition to that, more crucially, Iran is one of the oldest civilizations in the world. So their culture well predates Islam, and there is a constant conflict between Iranian historical culture and the Islamic invaders that brought this religion to that nation that is currently running that nation, and by the way, has been running it since 1979. But the Islamic Iranian culture conflict dates back again to the arrival of Islam in that particular area. But do Ian and Anissa give you any of that information? No, absolutely not. They say that's just absolutely not true, even though you could look it up for yourself.
You can't have dogs in Iran. You can't put a dog on the wood.
He just grew up conservative? Yeah, and he just didn't have...
Because a lot of Muslims don't have
Right.
dogs.
That's why you have to ask the follow-up question.
So they say, oh, he just grew up conservative, and they're like, yeah, a lot of Muslims don't have dogs because it is considered not kosher in their religion or not halal in their religion in order to do so due to Muhammad's active disdain for dogs. So yeah, a lot of Muslims didn't have dogs, so presumably there's a reason for that that's tied into their religion, but more importantly, when that religion ends up being the governing force in your nation, that is enforced by law. And considering Iranians had a culture of dog ownership pre the Ayatollah, they have been cracking down and limiting dogs multiple different ways in order to achieve their goal of getting them out of the country.
Like,
saying whatever
like you really, I have to be, yeah, I have to be careful about the words.
You can speak freely here. You're an American.
Are you? But they're going to come find me and they're going to drone strike me. The Iranian government will drone strike me if I say mean things.
Listen, he's planning on going back potentially, okay? And if he wants to travel back, he's got to be careful with what he says.
Bro, are they going to check his last 5 years of social media history? So this is just so, yeah.
Now, of course, this man ends up alluding to the fact that he doesn't want to talk about this because he's worried about his family. This is completely dismissed by Ian and Anissa. Anissa's like, oh, are the Iranians going to drone strike you? Even though, again, he says clearly he's worried and concerned about his family. But the funny thing is that I've seen other people break down this particular video, and they point out that later on in the episode, this guy is not just praising everything about America, he's actually uncomfortable by a lot of the over-the-top sexualized performances that are common with Mardi Gras, yet Ian and Anissa have no commentary on that.
So many things in Iran are banned and taboo, so everything is just making me really uncomfortable.
Okay, is the guy a little bit cringy? Maybe, but it's his freedom. He's here. The Constitution, you know, it pertains to persons here in the U.S., not just citizens. So he's good. Where are my bursts?
I can't say the biggest culture shock that I've ever had since I got here in the US. Like, it was too much that I had to just walk out.
See, when he's saying that he's feeling the freedom of the United States of America and how different it is and how much of a cultural shock, that happens to be anti-Iranian propaganda, pro-America propaganda. But then when he says, you know what, there's a lot of things that are a little bit too permissive over here, this isn't really for me, they got nothing to say. But one of the funnier clips that is not really making the rounds, although I spotted it here and there in other people's videos, is this clip right here of him talking about petting a cat, which is a perfect example of how stupid Anissa is, specifically. What a dumbass, because she's like, Muslims love cats. What he's saying is absolutely not true. That makes no sense.
Cats love Middle Easterners.
Touching a cat, I swear.
It's his first time touching a cat. Okay, I'm sorry. Something's off about this guy. I have never heard a Middle Easterner say something like that before.
You haven't heard any Middle Easterners because you've never... I don't even think you've ever been there, dude. You're what? You're what?
There's no way this is his first time touching a cat.
I think he's doing it up.
I'm sorry. There's no way.
This is my first time touching a cat. Immediately reaches for the cat.
There's cats everywhere in Tehran. Come on, that one's give us that one at least. The cats in Morocco and places have rabies. You can't touch them. And none of them. What about all the cats in Turkey?
And this is said even after she's corrected by her chat.
You promise it's clean?
Yes.
Seriously?
She's
No, it's filthy. You promise it's clean is rubbing the cat?
Okay, again.
See you.
I know Iran is like very far away from where the culture that I was raised, but I want you to know that the Muslims that I knew growing up, okay, all the Middle Easterners that I knew growing up, would let their cats walk on prayer rugs.
I don't even think she actually lived. She did live over there for a little bit. I only know this because I sometimes watch H3 to make fun of H3 and to know what kind of dumb stuff they've been saying. Some of their stuff is kind of based, but most of it is just... I hate the fact that Ethan Klein just dismisses any conspiracy theory that makes sense, that is very obvious. And the only thing separating a conspiracy theory from reality is legality and officiality. Duality?
And like the Quran, and that's how clean a lot of people I know viewed cats. I've never heard somebody ask if a cat was clean. It's just so foreign to me.
So again, this just goes to ignorance right here, because while it is true that many Islamic nations tend to be much cooler with cats rather than dogs, this doesn't actually factor in what I talked about earlier about how Iranian culture is older than Islam, so they have developments and whatnot that will be distinct from other Islamic nations. But in addition to that, it doesn't factor in the realities on the ground, which is there is high risk of rabies in the nation of Iran. And by the way, that risk of rabies is not just from cats, it's also from dogs, so that might also be an explanation beyond Islam why there's such restrictions on dogs in the nation of Iran. But again, they talk about how, oh, wouldn't all the cats be dead if they were all rabid, which is completely asinine and ridiculous, and 100% misses the point. So about 20% of rabies cases in the nation of Iran come from cat bites, stray cat bites, wild cat bites, and again, this is a disease that if you don't have proper medicine, and if you live in a rural area, you are likely not to get treatment for, and thus you are likely to die from. So obviously this is a serious scenario, and this would likely ward you off of touching random cats in that nation if you have that level of risk. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that every cat nor every stray cat has rabies. It just means that a huge portion of rabies transmissions end up coming from cats. To me, this is like akin to talking about mongooses in the island of Puerto Rico versus mongooses in the islands of Hawaii, because mongooses are both an invasive species in both locations. However, 80% of rabies cases in Puerto Rico come from the mongoose population, and Hawaii, by comparison, doesn't have rabies on the island at all whatsoever due to an intensive screening process. Now, this doesn't mean that every mongoose in Puerto Rico is rabid, but if you know that the majority or significant portion of rabies cases come from that kind of animal, you're probably going to avoid that kind of animal much more so than you would avoid them in a place like Hawaii. Now, of course, mongooses have other problems and other issues with them being an invasive species that make them a problem in both places, but you can understand why in Puerto Rico there are significant more warnings related to mongooses than there are in Hawaii.
Yada yada yada. Activation, guard counters. Alright, I'm gonna try to do guards now, and I never guard. So, Elden Ring taught me better. But I'm gonna start guarding a little bit to see if see if I'm any good. You know what I'm saying?
Hawaii on the Hawaiian Islands, and that is because a significant portion of the rabies risks come from them. All of this context, by the way, completely lost on Ian and Anissa. The ability to look this up, they can't fathom that concept. They're absolute idiots in every possible way, and to show you how dumb they are, there's actually a point where Ian, iDubbbz, the guy who used to do critical commentary of Dumb Idiots, actually says this.
He's nervous in this moment.
Let's comfort him because he's now in the land of the free.
Everything's perfect here. We need to make it clear that people come here.
That's not even what they're saying also. Alright, I've had enough of Ian. I'm just gonna play for the rest of the stream, and I hope you enjoy my skills. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna antagonize this guy over here. Oh my goodness, I saw that coming a mile away and I missed it. Okay, chill, damn. What's the other guy? Oh. Oh my goodness. Yo! Chill! Dog, I'm pressing the freaking button. Okay. I'm not good at guarding. Okay, alright, I don't think I'm gonna do guard. Holy shoot. Okay. Okay. Yeah, son, get rigged. Get rigged, son. I should have just... Okay. Alright, this is actually a little better. Ooh. Alright, come here, come here. Get over here. Oh my freaking god, bro! Alright. Yeah, boy! Hold on, bro. I'm coming. Ooh. First try. Who am I fighting? Oh yeah, definitely this one. Okie dokie, artichoke. This isn't the only example of the lefties, by the way. It's mostly just Hassan and Idebs are the ones that I'm aware of. I'm aware of a lot more, but to go to the specific examples, I would have to go on to Reddit. Ooh. Okay, I'm good. I'm Gucci. This is all I need. Okay, let's see. My goodness, it's so hot in here. I want to turn on my air, but it makes too much noise. Whoa, what is this? What is going on with Joe?
Joe Rogan, what is this? I was extremely unprepared for what his guest looks like. Joe Rogan calls Zara Mamdani a fucking psychopath.
Psychopath. Like, you see, the
I mean, he did defend, or he said, all right, one time they asked him if he supported Hamas, and he replied with, well, Palestine has a right to defend themselves, and it's like, yeah, but not Hamas. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Ah, yeah, son. Okay, I lost my thing so early. Dude, I keep messing up. Don't move. I got him? The bubble club. Okay. Hell yeah, brother. Don't save my ass for like the third time. Don't move. Oh yeah, boy. The bubble club. Right in the nick of time. Hey, bubble clip! Ah, I need a soundboard. Oof. Oof, I dodged it. Cool. Oh my god, dude. No! Oh, I don't know how I got him. I thought I didn't hit him. Whoa. Okay, cool. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. Chill! Hey, nice. Give me a clip. Okay, that's not fair. It's going all the way around. Ah, he bumble clapped. Ooh, yeah, boy. Don't move. Oh, let's go. We've done nothing to his health. Almost nothing. Better get out of here. I mean, hold on, bro. I'm gonna chill here for a little bit. Yo! Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna shoot that. Ooh. Significant one-time damage negation, by the way. Ooh, I feel this. Don't move, he bubble clap. Okay. Okay, don't move. No! Damn.
The amount for migrants is crazy. There should be $0 for illegal immigrants.
But
Zero.
I don't think you can have zero, because if they're gonna.
Hold on, what? What's Joe going on about? Rambling on about?
Joe Rogan, what is this? I was extremely unprepared for what his guest looks like. Joe Rogan calls Zara Mamdani a fucking psychopath.
Like,
You see
the amount for migrants is crazy. There should be $0 for illegal immigrants.
Somebody like Joe doesn't complain. Well, now, today, Danny, he used to complain. Well, he used to have a brain, but now hearing him say, okay, sure, yeah, there shouldn't be any money going towards illegal aliens. Okay, fine. He doesn't have the same energy towards Congress making up their own salary each year on our tax dollars, but he has this energy for people that are the backbone of society for the most part. Some of them, you can say, are bad people, but for the most part, they help the economy. But somebody like Joe, that's on a a paid salary by the government. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know that. That's based on nothing. I just made that up. Doesn't want to accept that and wants to just spew. This guy has fallen so far off from the right set of the right mindset is what I'm trying to say. He used to be. What a disappointment Joe Rogan turned out to be honest.
But
Zero.
I don't think you can have zero because if they're gonna.
I wonder what the context of this is. Why does he look like that? Is he a comedian? Alright, I'll go over this crap next time because I gotta end it. This is why it's way too hot in here. I need to turn on my air. Check it out. This is how loud this thing is. Come to me. Yes. I have no idea why it's so hot in here. It's not even hot outside. But that's gonna be it for today. Okay. For the outro. I'll be back tomorrow, whether you like it or not. And I'm gonna continue to yap, because I like to yap instead of arguing online. This has been pretty healthy to do for me, because now that I'm streaming, I don't spend so much time online and arguing with bots. So this is healthy. This is a healthy alternative. I hope you had a good day. Like and subscribe if you want. That'd be great. It'd help me out a lot by getting my stuff out there.